Thank you for joining me here this afternoon. The time is currently 3:30 p.m. Central, and you have a live look at a very strong storm moving through portions of northwestern Arkansas. Now, we have a special weather statement up for portions of Highway 123, Highway 164, and Highway 7 off to the northwest of Hector. This is for areas like Treat, Simpson, Tag, Victor, Freeman Springs, up towards Fort Douglas, Jillian Settlement, Rosetta, Dillon, and Bertha. So if you're included in this warning, make sure that you're getting indoors immediately. This is for the threats of 40-mile-per-hour winds and hail up to penny size. Now, we are expecting a scattered severe weather outbreak to occur across parts of Arkansas, Tennessee, Mississippi, and Alabama here this evening, as numerous strong to severe storms will likely occur and potentially produce the threat for some damaging winds, large hail. The tornado threat is on the lower side of things, right? We're not really talking about tornadoes today, but again, the damaging wind and large hail threats are definitely there with this storm system. We have a slight risk of severe weather in place. Now, we have a marginal risk outside of that, as always. This goes all the way from the Carolinas back up into Oregon. Yes, we are talking about a severe weather threat going all the way from Oregon back over to the East Coast. Now, currently, we have over 38 million people under at least a marginal risk of severe weather today, all right? Some of the cities that are in the slight risk include areas like Memphis, Little Rock, Jonesboro, Tupelo, Fayette, all right? Some of the cities that are in the marginal risk include areas like Boise, Billings, Cheyenne, Denver, Santa Fe, going out towards areas like Atlanta, Columbia, and Charlotte, all right? We have a very large risk of severe weather today that is going to bring the threat of severe weather to tens of millions of Americans. Now, over the past couple of days, we've had some very significant severe weather, including yesterday, a severe weather outbreak in Colorado that produced damaging winds up to 100 miles per hour and strong multi-vortex tornadoes, okay? And this was affecting portions of eastern Colorado and western Kansas. By the way, our storm in Arkansas did just get severe warned, so we now have a severe thunderstorm warning for Hector, Arkansas. This is for the threats of quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts, so if you're in this area, make sure that you are moving indoors immediately. Now, we are back, all right? I haven't been live or posting any videos the past couple of days for the most part because I have been out of town, all right? I was in Ohio, but today we are back here once again covering some severe weather, and it's looking like it's going to be a pretty significant day as, again, we do have the threat for strong to severe storms across portions of the deep south here, and again, this is the first one here. This is the first severe warning of the day here in Arkansas. Well, the first one in Arkansas today out of this big storm system that we're expecting. We've had several severe warnings actually out here in the western United States today, and we have several stronger thunderstorms out there that we'll still have to watch. We have Vince Welty and Corey Gherkin out there today on some of these storms out here in areas like Colorado, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Texas. So we'll, briefly check in on their feeds. But right now, our main focus once again needs to be this severe thunderstorm here in in Arkansas. We do have a live look at that there from Perry County. This is looking off to the northwest of the storm here. You can actually kind of see it in the far the back of the camera there. As you can see, we got pretty much completely overcast skies there once you get past that tree line. So very, once again, intense storm up here, about to slam into areas like Hector, Arkansas. If you're just now tuning in, we are covering severe weather across parts of the deep south today after being gone for quite a while, actually. All right, now, to be fair, it was only like 3 days, but for this channel, that's a long time. Hello, Airborne. So, again, we are back today, everybody. Back and better than ever, and I'm super excited to get more footage out for you guys, get some more live coverage in. It's going to be amazing. So anyway, again, that's what we're dealing with right now. We have this severe thunderstorm warning for Dover and Hector, Arkansas that we are covering. We do, by the way, have an update here from the Storm Prediction Center. There is a 60% chance of a severe thunderstorm watch being issued for portions of central and northern Arkansas between now and 5:15 p.m. 1 or 2 intensifying storms with occasional supercell structures slowly propagating. Slowly propagating east-southeastward across region through 4 to 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So that is for areas like Little Rock, out towards portions of, again, northern and central Arkansas there. That does include areas like Russellville and Conway. So, again, we'll watch out for that. We'll see if they do end up issuing that watch. Since we are already getting severe thunderstorms, I'm imagining that they will not take long for that watch to be issued at all. Today is less so of a blip watch like our last few streams have been, and more of a, okay, we've got this big cluster of storms out here. Let's see if they produce a damaging wind or large hail threat. All right, it's not really talking about like, okay, we have this discrete supercell, this discrete little shower that could turn into a supercell. Let's see if it produces a tornado. No, we have ongoing, very intense storms that are going to be producing damaging winds, potentially up to 70 miles per hour, and hail potentially up to lime size here today. So, again, we are going to watch out for this here. Again, you have a live look at this severe thunderstorm currently impacting parts of northwest Arkansas in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. You can see the cloud base way past the tree line back there, kind of in the far back portions of the camera there. So yeah, that's what we're dealing with today. Again, we are back and better than ever. Again, if you're not aware, I have been on vacation the past couple of days, but we are back now. Covering more severe weather like usual, as the 2024 severe weather season has been insane. And by the way, as of 1 minute ago, we do have a new update here from the Storm Prediction Center. Sorry, actually, it was about 4 minutes ago. But this is for portions of Idaho and, Nevada and Utah, and even Montana, because, again, we are not just watching Arkansas today. We've got several other modes of storms that could be dangerous. This area, there's a 5% chance of a severe thunderstorm watch being issued between now and 4:30 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, 5:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time, and then it would be 3:30 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Thunderstorm coverage will continue to slowly increase through early evening. A few strong to severe storms are possible, but we are not expecting a severe thunderstorm or a tornado watch to be issued. So again, really it's looking like our biggest event today is going to be kind of areas around Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee. You guys are the areas that we're watching today. Again, areas like Little Rock, Memphis, back out towards Fayette, Tupelo, and then even all the way up towards Jonesboro. We have that slight risk of severe weather. That is a 2 out of 5 risk on the scale. So what that means is severe thunderstorms are possible in your area today. So if you're in this yellow shaded area, stay aware, be prepared, all right? Don't be scared, be prepared. We do not have a tornado threat today, but high and damaging winds and large hail can be expected today across a swath of portions of states of Arkansas, Tennessee, Mississippi, and Alabama once again. And we could see some storms produce winds that do get strong enough that they can act as low-end tornado force winds. So if you're in this area, what would you do if there was a tornado, right? Well, you should have that same plan in place for if you get some severe winds today that could be tornado force, okay? And if you do get some sort of, considerable or even destructive severe thunderstorm warning, obviously you're going to want to know where to go if that does get issued, where your safe place is from severe weather. Usually it's an interior room, like a bathroom or a closet, but if you have like a basement out here, that's even better. Obviously, if you have a storm cellar, that's the best option, but if you can't do that, interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building is the best option to protect yourself from severe weather, including damaging winds, large hail, and tornadoes. By the way, we have had some significant flash flooding here in southern Missouri this morning, after yesterday's round of storms left several inches of rain across portions of the state here. We had a moderate risk of flash flooding. We're down to 2 slight risks because the Missouri event is basically over. But look at all of these flood reports, guys, around the Springfield area specifically. You guys got hit the hardest, where we have dozens of flooding reports across southwestern Missouri here. We have several counties without power, and the reason for that is actually because of the damaging winds that were produced by these storms. We did have reports of trees down and power lines down here out of the Springfield area, and that led to some power outages. Now, those power outages are not going to be able to be fixed until the flooding event is, completely over with, and there's no, water out there in the roads that's going to, create problems for people that are trying to repair these. So all these customers out here, these thousands of customers these hundreds of customers in Missouri without power, unfortunately are going to have to wait a little bit until they get that restored. Okay, so anyway, back to our Arkansas storm. You'd still say be somewhat prepared for a weak tornado. I mean, look at Alabama tornado 2 to 3 days ago. Yeah, but the thing with that event is that was a rare situation where it was a conditional threat. This one's more set in stone, where it's a lower ceiling but a higher floor, right? We're expecting to see widespread damaging winds and large hail, but the tornado threat is incredibly low, right? Unlike the other day where we had that tornado outbreak where we weren't expecting much at all, right? We were expecting maybe a couple of damaging wind gusts and large hail events, but, there was the potential for a few tornadoes, and we got that. So that's kind of what's happening today. It's more of a high floor, low ceiling event than a high ceiling, low floor event. By the way, our storm out here in Arkansas has already been upgraded to ping pong ball sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts. So again, if you're in Hector all the way through Broomfield, you need to be moving indoors and away from windows immediately. This also includes areas back towards Treat and Simpson along Highway 7 there. Feels good to be back. It does. I appreciate all you guys that checked out my How 2024 has been the biggest tornado season in over a decade video. That video did really well, alright? So I appreciate everybody checking that out because there was no other content this weekend, so I was kind of relying on you guys to keep the channel alive, and you guys did an amazing job, so thank you for that. So anyway, again, if you're just now tuning in, we are watching severe weather in Arkansas right now. Later this evening, we're going to be talking about severe weather also impacting portions of Tennessee, Mississippi, and Alabama here. Areas like Little Rock, Memphis, Jonesboro, Tupelo, and Fayette. You guys need to be on the lookout today for some possible severe thunderstorms in your area, as we are expecting somewhat of a line of storms kind of to develop here, potentially an MCS event where it's going to head southeastward and potentially create a threat for some high-end damaging winds, potentially up to 70 miles per hour, and very large hail up to lime size. So we'll watch this over the next several hours here, see what happens. Again, this is kind of our first severe storm of the day in this area, and it's already looking pretty nasty. Again, already producing hail up to ping pong ball size and damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour here near Treat. So I have to watch this very closely here. So again, if you're just not tuning in, we are covering severe weather across portions of Arkansas right now. We are seeing a severe thunderstorm to the north of Russellville, producing very large hail up to ping pong ball size and damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. We have a live look at this storm here from Perry County, Arkansas. This is looking off to the northwest at this storm near Hector here that, again, is the severe warned one, where even this far away, we can see the cloud base of the storm here off in the distance behind the tree line there. So it's a very interesting and explosive environment out here where we're going to see some severe storms develop and, again, potentially create the threats for very large hail and destructive winds across a swath of northern Arkansas, eventually heading into places like central Arkansas, western Mississippi, southwest Tennessee, and northwestern Alabama. So that's what we're watching right now. We will be live here again tomorrow, as we have another slight risk of severe weather in place. This one's for parts of the high plains, areas that we don't normally talk about, but it's areas like Wyoming, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska that have that slight risk tomorrow. Now, unlike today's event, tomorrow we have a tornado risk, alright? This is a 2% risk of a tornado within 25 miles of any given point for areas like Spearfish, Rapid City, back down into Scottsbluff, okay? So we may have an isolated brief tornado or two tomorrow. And then we're also going to be live here on Tuesday, as we have a marginal risk already set in stone for parts of Texas and Oklahoma, and I can almost guarantee you this will get upgraded to a slight risk for portions of northwestern Texas here. And we've even got a live stream guaranteed for Wednesday here, as we have a rare day 4 slight risk of severe weather here for portions of the upper western Midwest, areas like North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota. You got that slight risk of severe weather in effect for areas like Sioux Falls and Sioux City there. Just barely clips the north side of Omaha here, it looks like. So the north half of Omaha is included in that. And then even going into Thursday, we have a guaranteed live stream already. Wait, would day 5 be Thursday? Yes, it would. Sorry, I had to think about that for a second, but yeah, it would be. So we have a slight risk on Thursday here for parts of Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, Illinois, and Wisconsin. This includes areas like Chicago, Davenport, Des Moines, Omaha, Lincoln, just barely clips the south side of Sioux City there, and then also areas like Madison, Wisconsin. And we even have a stream guaranteed on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Because we're going to be talking about this tropical potential development out here. So even if we don't get a tropical cyclone out of that, the reason I'm saying we have streams guaranteed is because even if we don't get a tropical cyclone out of that, that is still going to bring severe weather to parts of Florida, Alabama, and potentially Mississippi, Georgia, and Louisiana here. The details are still very uncertain. Again, we don't know if we're talking about a severe weather threat or a hurricane threat. We really don't quite know yet. But whatever it is, it's going to be big this weekend. So again, we've got streams mapped out every day this week, already guaranteed for you guys. Hello, Sam. So, it's going to be big. Big time severe weather coverage after our brief vacation here on the Davis Does Weather channel. Our storm does appear to be rotating a minor amount up in northwestern Arkansas, but that could partially be hail contamination. And overall, I really think it's just producing a damaging wind threat. It's been showing this signal for a while, though, so that's what's making me a little suspicious that, maybe we have some broad rotation there. It's possible, but again, we are not expecting any tornadoes today. I'd honestly be super surprised if we saw a tornado today, as again, we don't even have a 2% tornado risk in Arkansas. Do I have allergies? No, I don't have allergies. My throat's kind of started hurting over the past couple of hours. But I don't have allergies, no. Probably just because I've been outside a lot over the past several days. After being cooped up inside streaming every day for the past couple of months, I wasn't ready to go outside for that long, but it's kind of messed with me a little bit, so maybe that's a sign that I need to go outside more. I went outside a little bit ago, because I figure, should probably go outside a little bit more if I'm getting sick whenever I go outside. So again, here's your supercell producing large hail up to ping pong ball size and 60 mile per hour damaging wind gusts moving towards Hector, Arkansas. If you're in this area, you should be moving indoors and away from windows immediately. While we're here, since we mentioned it, let's just go ahead and talk about our upcoming tropical potential development out here. So, if we take a look at, we'll look at composite reflectivity. Let's go out here to this weekend. All right, this is the 12th. I believe this would be Wednesday. 10th. no, this. I don't know. Who cares? So this is late night on the 12th, early morning of the 13th. We can already see quite a bit of rain impacting the southern half of Florida, but as we go later into this weekend, like the 14th, all right, even going into the 15th, we see that rain just continue and continue, all right? It does not stop, and the reason for that is because, again, we are going to have the potential for a tropical cyclone to develop out here that's going to pack a huge punch of flooding down here in southern Florida. Now, I know you guys haven't had any rain at all over the past few weeks and even months. But I'm telling you, after this, you're going to wish you could go back to the drought conditions. You are going to have some major flooding here across the southern half of Florida, whether we get a tropical cyclone out of this or not. All right, we are expecting very heavy rainfall amounts. All right, it's way too early to get too specific on the exact details of it, like locations and total rainfall amounts and stuff like that. But what we do know is that it is going to be very intense. And again, if this does turn into like a tropical cyclone or something, that's also going to bring us the threat for widespread damaging wind gusts and intense storm surge potentially to parts of the Florida Peninsula. We did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning, by the way. This is for portions of Texas, areas like Muleshoe. This is for the threat of quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds across portions of northern Bailey and west central Lamb County. So if you're in this area, make sure that you are moving indoors immediately. But yeah, that's an update on that. I'm going to do a Tropic Talks episode either today or tomorrow, so I don't want to get too in detailed, but yeah. So if you're just not tuning in, we are covering severe weather across parts of Arkansas and Texas right now. We've got a couple of severe thunderstorms, and we are expecting that to get much more intense here across parts of Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee. Going later into this evening, we are expecting the potential for, again, damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour and hail up to Lime size across a large swath here across parts of the Deep South, all right? We did just get another new update here from the Storm Prediction Center, a new mesoscale discussion. This is for parts of Alabama and Mississippi. Widely scattered strong storms may continue to gradually develop through 5 to 7 p.m., accompanied by a risk for severe hail and locally damaging wind gusts. There's a 40% chance of a severe thunderstorm watch being issued for that area between now and 5:45 p.m. For parts of, again, central and western Alabama and northern and central Mississippi. For a second, it wasn't loading there. I was like, why is it not connecting up to the screen? But yeah, there you can see it. So there it is. Let's kind of see, do we have too much going on out here yet? Not particularly. But I guess we are starting to see a couple of storms out here to develop across parts of northern Mississippi and Alabama and also central Mississippi and Alabama, but nothing too intense yet. They're not growing quite as rapidly as they could be right now anyway, which is a good thing, obviously. So, let's see here. Let's go back up to our storm in Arkansas, again, near Hector. Pretty impressive structure right now on the reflectivity. And you can see the cloud base of it from, again, we're talking, a whole county away here. So, it's impressive, for sure. It is. Actually, it's 2 counties away. So, very interesting stuff here with this cell. I'd be watching for this cell here near Ozark to kind of do the same thing over the next several minutes. Wow. I mean, look at that, dude. It just, boom. So if you're in Ozark or areas along and south of Interstate 40 here, I'd be watching out for this cell over the next several hours. All the way down towards Russellville, I'd say. Holy cow, dude. Very explosive, rapid intensification there with that storm. It's usually a term used in the hurricane forecasting industry. But we're talking about a storm doing something like that. Is it a supercell quite yet? I mean, if you're talking about this, no. This out here near Ozark is not a supercell, but if you're talking about our storm here closer to Hector, I would say yes. I would say it's got itself a supercellular presence out here in northwestern Arkansas. Oh, let's quickly check up on our storm out here in Texas. In Muleshoe. Wow. We've got a bunch of hailmakers out here right now in the western part, the southwest corner of the Texas Panhandle here. Some big-time hailmakers. Again, potentially hail up to quarter size and 60-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts just ripping through Muleshoe right now. So if you're in this area, again, you need to get inside immediately. You need to run inside because this massive hailstorm, it is currently impacting the southern portion of downtown Muleshoe here. If we kind of talk about some of the areas that could be getting that hail right now, like if we get really specific, let's see here. We're talking about areas like the Babe Ruth Park, the Muleshoe Area Medical Center, the City Park, got a couple of churches out here. It looks like a tennis court. All these areas here in southern Muleshoe are currently getting hit by a big-time severe thunderstorm producing large hail and damaging winds. And again, possibly very large hail, I would say, actually. But again, our cell that's even more dangerous is our one out here near Hector right now. So if you're in this area, you need to be moving indoors and away from windows immediately. If you're in Tag, Retta, Broomfield, Scottsville, Hector, Rock Springs, Pleasant Valley, Cagglesville, Solo, Simpson, Bullfrog Valley, Silex, Treat, all these areas here. Actually, the storm has been downgraded to quarter-size hail, so you don't need to get indoors and away from windows, but you still need to remain indoors if you are out here, as this is a very dangerous storm. In northwestern Arkansas, to the north of Russellville here. Again, this warning does not include downtown Russellville, but it does include portions of northern Pope County, which is the county that Russellville is in. So, again, downtown Russellville is not included in this. Alright, you're good if you're in Russellville, but we are concerned about areas in northern Pope County, areas like Hector. You are included in this warning here. So if you're in this area, again, make sure you are moving indoors immediately. So, again, if you're just not sitting in, we are watching big-time storms fire off across parts of Arkansas and Texas right now, producing the threats for hail up to quarter size and damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour. Our severe warning in Arkansas is for the Hector area, and our severe warning in Texas is for the Muleshoe area. Again, we are expecting a more widespread chance for severe weather across parts of Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee as we go later into this evening. We got ourselves a decent storm building out here in north-central Mississippi. Areas like Grenada, Calhoun City, Big Creek are currently being affected by this. But it's really just a heavy rain and some lightning right now. One of those producers not really going to be producing any sort of severe threat for quite a while, even if it ever does, which it probably won't. But I'll tell you some storm that might. Again, our one near Ozark. Within 15 minutes, it's gone from nothing to producing some small hail here, it looks like. Maybe near the Popping area, southwest of the city of Ozark. And it's going to be moving towards Ozark. So if you're in this area, I'd honestly make sure that I am getting indoors. The storm is moving off to the east, basically paralleling Interstate 40 here. So I'm going to kind of draw a little warning polygon. This area, you should be indoors. This is my... this is where I think they're going to issue a special weather statement pretty soon and then pretty quickly upgrade it to a severe warning. For areas like Ozark, Coal Hill, areas along Highway 64, areas along Interstate 40 there, make sure that you are getting indoors between Mulberry and Clarksville in northwestern Arkansas. So, again, our more concerning storm right now is the 1 year Hector, but honestly, if this continues to grow in strength as quickly as it has been, it's going to become the more impressive one pretty quickly here near Altus, in, again, Ozark and Coal Hill and all those areas there in northwest Arkansas. Apparently, Storm Chaser Brandon Kopic is getting in position for tomorrow's event. He's out there in southern Nebraska right now, probably heading up towards portions of northwest Nebraska, eastern Wyoming, southeast Montana, southwest North Dakota, and western South Dakota, somewhere in that region to chase those severe storms around the Rapid City area tomorrow. Rapid City is kind of right in the middle of that slight risk. They're at the epicenter of all this activity out here. So we're likely going to see some storms in Rapid City tomorrow. Let's go ahead and take a look at the HRRR, though. I haven't been looking at the models over the past several days because I've been on vacation, so I'm really not quite too sure what they're predicting for this area. We do have a red. We're not done with this run of the HRRR yet. But you know what? Even only going into 7 p.m. tonight, you can already see very intense cells here for today's risk popping off in eastern Colorado. Or sorry, eastern Wyoming, actually. And then also eastern and central Colorado. But if we take a look at the NAM, let's see if it's got its run done yet. It doesn't, but we can go as far as we need to here. So, this is 7 a.m. tomorrow. Got a couple of storms out here in central Wyoming. This is 10 a.m. tomorrow. Got ourselves a couple of storms in western North Dakota. This is 1 p.m. tomorrow. Got ourselves some showers out here in central North Dakota. The real show starts at around 3 p.m. tomorrow. Alright, this is 3 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Mountain. Just to make that clear, some of these areas are in Mountain Time, some of these areas are in Central. We're just going to talk about Central because that's mostly, for the most part, that's where our risk area is. So, 3 p.m. Central tomorrow. That's where the event really gets going with some potentially intense cells out here in portions of Wyoming and maybe parts of far northern Colorado here. And again, these may honestly have a tornado threat associated with them if they get discrete and strong enough before they kind of turn into a line formation here. By 5 p.m., the tornado threat with down here in parts of, eastern Wyoming and northwest Nebraska dies out very rapidly as it turns into a line of storms. And actually, it looks like all of our cells out here kind of do that. So around, 5, 6, 7 p.m., the tornado threat dies down, but the damage and wind threat increases a lot for areas off to the east of Rapid City and around Rapid City. So we'll watch out for it. And then we can even go into Tuesday's event here and see it. Let's go and turn on the SBC Outlook for Tuesday here. As you can see, we got our showers out here in West Texas by 7 a.m., but by only, 10 a.m., we've already got some severe storms out here, it looks like, near the Lubbock area, which is why I'm predicting that this area will get upgraded to a slight risk of severe weather on Tuesday, especially if the NAM continues to be aggressive like this. All right, look at this, guys. We got so many cells out here in parts of Texas. I also do think that the marginal risk will get expanded a little bit further out to the south and the west, potentially to include areas like Hobbs, Carlsbad, Fort Stockton, Pecos, and Texas and New Mexico there. And then those cells just really get going around 7 p.m. on Tuesday and just boom. Look at all that convection, guys. So, and there we go. They did actually just issue that severe thunderstorm watch for parts of Arkansas and Mississippi here. Actually, wait. Okay, so yeah, they issued the severe thunderstorm watch, but they did it a little further downstream than they were originally saying they would. As of 3 minutes ago, new severe thunderstorm watch has been issued. This is severe thunderstorm watch 401 for parts of Arkansas, Mississippi, and Tennessee. This includes areas like Memphis, Little Rock, Hot Springs, Greenwood, Tupelo, Columbus, Pine Bluff, Hot Springs. So we have a severe thunderstorm watch here. The main threats with this include scattered large hail and isolated very large hail events to 2 inches in diameter possible, and scattered damage and wind gusts to 70 miles per hour possible. Again, that's a new severe thunderstorm watch for that area there. And again, right now, it is just one cell that is severe, but again, we got that secondary cell out here that I think is going to become severe pretty quickly near Ozark. And then also, I just noticed this. this is intensified pretty rapidly as well. Near Cedar Creek, and it did just get a special weather statement. That was really good timing that I noticed that. So 40-mile-per-hour winds and potentially some hail, up to penny-sized hail could be associated with that storm there. So I think we're going to end off the live stream here, and we're going to come back later around, 5, 6, 7 p.m. to cover some more severe weather, because the event is just getting going. But later this evening and into the early nighttime hours, we are talking about the threat for some very intense storms again across parts of Arkansas, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Alabama here. So I'll keep you guys updated, and again, I will go live when necessary, all right? I'm expecting to have at least one more stream out for you guys here today. But until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace.